And in Brooklyn, a community is dealing with unimaginable loss. Police say 2 cars collided, and then one of them careened into a mother and her 3 children who were in an intersection in Midwood.
This was a crash that killed much of a family here. The woman, her 5- and 8-year-old daughters died yesterday, and her son, who's only 4, is still in the hospital. Weekend Today, New York's Charles Watson has the latest on the investigation.
I'm not even processing it right now, you know what I mean?
People in this Midwood, Brooklyn neighborhood stunned in the wake of this 2-car collision that took the lives of at least 3 people.
It's terrible to think about. They're probably just out for a walk.
According to police, the driver of this silver Toyota Camry was making a right turn onto Ocean Parkway from Quentin Road when the 32-year-old driver of this blue Audi clipped the rear of the Camry, losing control before barreling into a 34-year-old mother and her 3 children in the crosswalk and then overturning.
I seen the car that's flipped over, hit the curb over there, skipped a couple of trees and flipped over about 2 times.
The mother and 2 of her daughters killed, her son critically injured.
I'm very, just shaken.
This woman recalls seeing bodies all over the ground after she and her father, who's an EMT, ran to offer help.
And there were kids, and there was one of them that was face down and one facing up. And then they crowded around them. They tried doing CPR to one of them.
Mayor Eric Adams and Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch on scene to get a look at the tragic wreck and offer condolences. Tisch telling us the 32-year-old driver of the Audi should not have been behind the wheel.
We can confirm that she was driving on a suspended license.
This was a senseless tragedy, and we're praying for all involved.
And as investigators try to determine whether speed played a factor, people familiar with this stretch of Ocean Parkway say they wouldn't be surprised.
There are people who do fly up and down it.
Now, aside from that family of 4, several other people, including 2 children and both the drivers involved in that accident, were injured and taken to area hospitals for treatment. They are said to be in stable condition. Now, in terms of the investigation, police are trying to determine whether or not speed played a factor and whether or not either of the drivers involved in the accident were intoxicated. In Midwood, Charles Watson for Weekend Today in New York.